Hello, mystical souls. I am Chloe the Elven Mage. Today I am back in the C.S. Lewis Nature Reserve. I'm just going to turn around and show you the scene that's behind me. I'm so happy I've got my selfie stick now that I'm back here. So this land was owned by C.S. Lewis, the writer of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. So I thought I'd come back here today to do a bit of a combo content video for you today. So today is going to be a wandering and pondering video. So if those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Wandering and pondering is where I hunt out forests and beautiful spots in nature, and I come and just speak what's on my heart and what's on my mind. But today I'm also going to combine it with my monthly reflections for personal and business. And a third thing that I'm going to throw in there today is, actually third thing I'm going to throw in is, the third thing I'm going to include in today's video was actually a request from last week's Wandering and Pondering, is that I'm going to ask some questions to some trees, and that's one of the reasons why I came back to the nature reserve here today, because I remembered from last time there are some really magical and glorious trees with some fabulous energy. So I'm just going to ask the trees some random questions that are on my heart. But if it's something you enjoy and you want me to keep including it in my weekly wandering and pondering videos, please comment some questions that you want me to ask the trees next week. It could be really fun. So I want to start off the wandering and pondering and also the monthly reflections with celebrations, gratitude and announcements. So first of all, I wanted to give my thanks, utmost thanks to all of the new subscribers. There's been so many new subscribers to my channel in the last week. I'm just looking around, I can't remember where to go. Also, it might rain on me today. Big thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. It's an honor to have you here and so exciting to have you. Just your presence is a blessing, so thank you. I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can get a look at the beautiful nature here. And apologies, there is lots of building work going on around here, but when I get into the forest, it should be a lot quieter. So beautiful. This is like a little fairy grove. I'm not wearing appropriate footwear to go in there and explore today, but another time I will. So I'm going to continue down the path and let's try and get past this noisy building work quickly. Lots of holly down here, which is a very British Christmassy plant. So yeah, I wanted to extend my gratitude and love for all the new subscribers, and also gratitude and love for my current subscribers who have just been showing me so much support, and for all your comments, for all your likes and all your interaction. It really gives me that joy to keep going and to keep sharing and keep following my heart. So thank you so much. It's just such a gift. It feels like creating a community, you know. Often when we are on this path towards discovering our truth and peeling back the layers of reality and what truth and love means to us, it can feel like quite a lonely and a path of solitude. So thank you all for being here with me on this journey. Just going to take a moment of pause here to listen to the birds, the breeze. And I'm about to head up these steps. So if you watched the video of me here last time, I was very out of breath. So I'm going to take it slowly today. I'm coming up to part of the forest where there's some really beautiful trees. So I'll walk and talk slowly here. Second of all, celebration and also gratitude for a couple of donations that I've received this month. Unexpected donations. Donations are always like, oh my goodness, just the most amazing gift. And as I mentioned, gifts are my love language. They really do make me happy. So thank you. A couple of really generous, wonderful donations, and donations help me to upgrade my equipment. They help to support me in continuing to give free content. They help me to get art supplies, all the good stuff. So thank you so much. Announcements and celebrations. So next week, next Friday, the 5th, I'm going to be officially launching my weekly live stream on YouTube. Whew. I'm getting out of breath, so I'm going to stop here for a minute. Can have a look around. So my weekly live stream, it will be, just depending on how many people are there, it'll be about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's called Mystic Messages. So you can come with your questions around fear cycles or any messages, questions that you want answers to, or just any clearings or healings. You can come into the little mystical witches coven that is going to be set up. You can ask your questions and I will call upon the spirits and the spirit guardians for guidance through oracle readings, energy readings, chakra scans, all the different mystical goodness. There might even be some embodiment in there. We'll see what happens. So that's every Friday at 5 p.m. UK time, which is 12 p.m. Eastern, I believe. The clocks will change in September, so I'll have to change that. But yeah, it would be an honor if you'd come and join me next Friday. All the support would be great in starting this up. Tell a friend so we can make it this really fun community. I'll drop the link to it in a pinned comment so that you can be notified and then you can join the live directly. Yay! I will also share the recordings too. And then another announcement. Again next week on Sunday evening time, if you're in the UK, I will be relaunching my monthly mystic workshops, and these are like a private community space held via Zoom, and this is more interactive because you'll actually be in the group, in the community, with the option, if you want to actually speak and share. Of course, everything is optional, nothing is forced. And each month there is a different theme. Next week, September, is going to be about shedding and letting go. So it's a pretty juicy one. Usually what happens in the workshop is I guide the group through a guided quantum healing meditation, and we do some reflective exercises. And then there's the option to share. And yeah, we just really feel into the energy and support one another. So it'll be amazing if you could join. It's open to all genders, all identities. Everyone is welcome, all ages. Again, I'll drop the link for that one, and that is a private event, so it's not on YouTube. Link to that, free to join, donations are optional. It would be amazing to have you. Again, it's about that, creating that community space. So yeah, the more the merrier. And if you can't make it to the live, so it's Sunday night, 8 p.m. UK time, so I believe that is 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific time. So if you can't make that time, register for the event anyway, and everyone that's registered, you'll get a copy of the recording. And also, in this month's workshop, there's going to be a very special prize giveaway. So someone who joins the workshop, you'll be randomly selected to win a channeled spirit guardian painting. And if you don't live in the UK, if you live overseas, you'll get a digital copy of it. Unless you want to pay for the postage and packaging, I'm happy to send it to you. So super exciting, big giveaway. I'm really feeling into this September energy. It's like going back to school, going back to starting out new projects and new community spaces and all of this exciting stuff. So those are, yeah, my two big announcements, and I will pin the links to both of those. And please, if you can't join, or if you're not feeling it personally, please share it or tell a friend, someone who is seeking community, someone who wants support on their spiritual journey, someone who's intrigued by magic and mystery, or just someone who you think would dig my style and my silliness. Yeah, just any way that you can support would mean the world to me. So we're going to pause for a moment as I have found a couple of trees which look really beautiful. I'm going to go to this one. I'll just turn the camera around, have a look at the tree. I just love the moss on trees. And then I'll show you. Oh my goodness, I am so pleased to have a selfie stick all the way up. I invested in this phone last year because it has 4G video recording, and now I finally got the selfie stick so I can use it properly. So this is the tree that I'm going to be asking a question to. So here we go. So whenever I approach a tree, I always have my hand on my heart and I ask permission. So I'm just asking permission to this beautiful tree. Is it okay, first of all, if I touch you and feel into your energy? And is it okay if I ask you a question to receive some of your wisdom with so much gratitude? And I'm actually going to come a bit closer and just connect in with the tree. It's got very cooling energy. So I'm going to ask the tree something personal about me. So I'm going to ask you, tree, do you think that I should buy a van and start living a more nomadic life in the UK? Thank you, tree. So the tree said to me, first of all, it just showed me this picture of my heart, and then from my heart it was like this pathway from my heart with like this green pathway of footsteps, and the tree said you should always follow the footsteps of your heart, and if that is a nomadic lifestyle, then you should follow that. And it showed me just breaking free from chains by following this green pathway of my heart. So I guess that's a yes then. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I'd love to know If you want me to ask any questions to the trees, they can be personal questions as long as you are asking for yourself or you have permission from the person you're asking for. Or I would love some kind of deep spiritual and esoteric topics. So I wanted to shed light a little bit on the struggles of saying yes to your heart and following your heart's desire. Ooh, look at this beautiful tree behind me. Wow. Saying yes to your heart's desire and choosing to follow the path of what I like to call spiritual entrepreneurship or heart-centered entrepreneurship, and the reality of the ups and downs, the reality of the struggles and the reality of the shadows, because it's very easy for us to look online, especially social media these days. There's a lot of facades and a lot of what I kind of see as breadcrumbs of saying, you know, this is the life you should be aiming for, this is the life you should be yearning for, and it's all easy breezy. But the reality of actually manifesting your dream life into existence is literally like birthing a child, which is something I've never experienced in this lifetime. But of course, you know, working with women and being a daughter myself, I'm connected to that, and it's you know, the process of that and the ups and the downs of the shifts and the mindsets, and then the actual process of bringing this creation into life, the pain and the struggle and the discomfort, the physical, the mental, the emotional shifts and turmoil that you go through. And then once you've actually birthed it into existence, then the nurturing process and the growth process, and not clinging on to ideas and actually allowing that growth to happen without placing too much control on it. It is a whole thing. And if anyone said it's easy, my friend, they are not being truthful to you. And someone actually asked in one of the comments on my videos, you know, like, how do I face my shadows? And I would say one of the number one ways is starting your own business. Starting your own business where you are really following a passion of your heart, because that is where you will come up against all of your insecurities, all of the things that are holding you back, all of those little mindsets telling you that you're not good enough, that everyone else is better than you. Poor me, I'm a victim, I can't do this. It's tough, it's a whole thing. And that is why, in my opinion, doing the healing work, personal development, embodiment, having a coach, all of these things are of utmost importance, because if you actually are seeking the responsibility of supporting others and supporting the collective as a whole in the awakening, in the heart awakening, which in my opinion is what most of us are here for, right? We are working in unity together to help us all realize that life is so much different than we have been led to believe by the systems, the governmental control, the forces. Life is so much freaking more expansive than that, and we have to come together and bring each other home, as Ram Dass beautifully said. But with that, it takes a lot of responsibility, you know. Holding other people through their growth process means that we have to be very grounded and clean. I like to say clean within ourselves, you know, clean energy. And to do that is a constant, it's a constant work. It's life's work. It's a lifestyle. So yeah, it's all in, you know, it is really all in this journey. Oh, I'm just gonna turn around the camera show you this beautiful clearing. I think I'll go and sit down for a minute. There's lots of amazing trees around here as well, so we can get a few more questions in. Look at the crunchy autumn leaves. Maybe you can hear the crunch. That is so satisfying. What a view. Sharing this with you, what a blessing to be here in nature and getting to sit here and share this with you and talk about my journey. Taking a moment of gratitude and appreciation for this very moment here in time, and whoever stumbles across this video and who has made it this far, probably to about the halfway point, thank you. Honouring your presence, and you're clearly meant to be here for whatever reason that is, will be revealed to you when the time is right. So yeah, starting your own business and a business that has a deep heart-centered purpose it's a tough journey. It's a tough journey. I'm going to turn around. I'm not satisfied with the lighting. There we go. Look how autumnal it looks. Look at that angle. It's giving autumn energy. Yeah, so, and this kind of ties into something I wanted to talk about with reflections, business reflections. As we are really changing season, this is like a huge turning point in the year for me. I'm very connected into my ancestors who would use the turning of the seasons to mark very potent spiritual landmarks and magical landmarks. So yeah, kind of honouring this time and this big shift to reflect back on my journey, and not just in this past month, but also like since I started my business, which was 5 years ago now. And it's been on such a journey, and I've never had any kind of professional business training up until last year, that is. I'd never had coaching or support. I've done a lot of spiritual work and a lot of personal development for many, many, many years. So I've been good at looking at myself in the mirror. But when it comes to business, it's pretty much just like jumping in off the deep end into this unknown landscape. So yeah, 5 years ago, and my business started as Heartful Healing. It was mainly cleansing and yoga, Kundalini yoga, so it was a lot of energy shifting. And then it just changed to Heartful Yoga, and it was kind of after the pandemic when people started seeing each other more again and things opened up. I suppose I got a bit scared. And I took a job working for someone else in a gym. So I was working there, not full time, but I was working there like more than part-time. So yeah, that was a part of the journey. There's a little dog behind me. I was wondering if I'd bump into anyone today. Hello, dog. Yeah, so and then I was there for a couple of years, and last year, so 2025, was the year that I decided to start investing big amounts of money and time and energy into myself on the level of my business. So I did 2 big retreats and trainings. No, actually that's a lie, I did 4. 4 big retreats and trainings. 2 were in person, so one was in the UK. It was a plant medicine retreat for a week, but it was also trainings into how to hold spaces and specific trainings like witch wound, sisterhood wound, mother wound, things like that. So that was amazing. And then I did the higher self foundational and intermediate training with John Binney, which was amazing, which really reactivated my psychic abilities and like turned them back online, and gave me so much more confidence in this part of me that I was so tapped into when I was younger. And I've always had razor sharp intuition, but especially as women, you know, through our lives, that can really get dumbed down. There's that witch wound where we get told that we shouldn't be seen, or we get persecuted for being our crazy wild selves, or even just for speaking the truth that someone doesn't like. And then, of course, at the end of last year, I went to Peru for 2.5 weeks for a very, very deep plant medicine, women's empowerment retreat. Yeah, so since then, since last November, so coming up to a year now, I have been fully self-employed in my business. I changed the name of my business to Mystic Hearts because yoga no longer totally resonates with me. I think it's a wonderful practice. I love yoga, but it didn't feel like my soul's calling. And I still work with people, with their bodies, with their movement, with their embodiment. But I knew that there's something much more magical and mystical that I have to bring to the world. And in my one-to-one soul expansion service, I was doing that still when I was a yoga teacher, and it just felt so much more right and resonant deep within my body and in my bones. So I changed my name to Mystic Hearts because the purpose for me is still very much about activating this deep heart remembrance in everyone that I meet and interact with, and reminding you that you are so mystical and magical and unique in whatever way that looks like and feels like to you. So yeah, it's been such an evolution. And this past year, wow, I mean, there has been moments where I've been like, I have no freaking idea how I'm going to pay the bills, but by stroke of magic and miracles, the abundance has always been flowing, whether it is from a new client coming in or a completely random and unexpected source like cat sitting, or someone asking me to do them a painting for their new flat. All of these are just magical, random blessings of financial abundance have been coming in. And it's really taught me that when we are brave enough to say yes to the calling of our hearts, and when we have a beautiful team of people around us who are supporting us and cheering us on, that we are so held and taken care of by the universe. So that's really been the lesson of the last 6 months for me, you know, as well as breaking up with my partner, having to come back to that realization, you know, that it's like I'm going to have to save myself this time. So very empowering and very scary at the same time, but also really magical. And, you know, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. There are some months which feel very abundant, you know, and the money is flowing and I can invest in myself, my self-care and my business. And then there's some months where it's like, I really have to say no to social situations. I need to be careful. I need to really pour my energy into, okay, what can I do? What can I create? What can I offer to actually bring that abundance in? But yeah, I just wanted to share that, you know, sometimes things don't happen straight away, and growth and change within a business are so important, I feel. Being open to your own inner evolution and transformation is key, you know. And one of the reasons, and it's interesting because so many people have really tried to knock me down over the years and said, oh, you can't make it doing what you do and blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, we will be tested, you know. It's a part of the journey of being tested. The universe is almost like, how much do you want this? How much do you want this? And a really, really beautiful message that was channeled to me this morning was that be the gift that keeps on giving. Be that gift. Be that gift. If you want success and you want to evolve your business and your offerings, just be that gift. Be the gift that you are. Be it and give it, give it, give it, give it. Let it overflow and pour out of you. Because if you're not pouring your energy into the direction and the pathway that you want to go into, where are you pouring that energy into? So that was a huge message for myself, but I was guided to share that also for the collective. So yeah, and that leads me to where I am now, here at the end of August, in this beautiful forest, reflecting. I believe that August, the words that I chose were adventure, mystery, and I can't remember the other one, the other words that I chose to embody. But definitely adventure and mystery. I've had such a magical time being at festivals this month, meeting beautiful souls, getting really inspired. I spoke about this in last week's Wandering and Pondering, but yeah, getting super inspired, but also recognizing that for next year, if I want to do the festivals, perhaps just doing one a month, because my schedule has felt very disrupted, if I'm honest, the last couple of months, and I've noticed that I haven't been receiving new bookings, and I take full responsibility for this because I've been feeling quite out of balance in my energy, getting home and then two days later having to pack up the car again and the camping gear and be off, and then having to factor in that time for rest. So that's been a huge lesson learned for me, that a regular routine and flow is something that for me personally is super important to keep me in that grounded, centered, harmonious space. So yeah, definitely magic and mystery. A lot of unexpected slowness this month. But really beautiful. Again, I spoke about in my last week's video, about getting ill and slowing down and surrendering into that void of dis-ease, and just allowing yourself to tune into your body. And the messages I received were that my body is really upgrading these huge amounts of energy that it just wants me to be aware of and rest and allow myself to grow and to flourish. So yeah, that's August. Another exciting thing actually that I must share about this month, personal and business, is that I started 2 creative projects which have been a long time coming, and I am ready to announce them. I'm not ready to show you because I haven't packed them with me, but I have officially started my channeled spirit guardian paintings. I shared a reel of one yesterday, and I have officially started. I've made 2 already, so I will be showing you once they are complete and adorned and decorated. I have started handcrafting magic wands from wood found in the Witchwood forest, so they have a very powerful magical energy. I've been handcrafting them, magic wands, and once they're done, I'll be using them in my videos, I'll be using them in my live streams, so you can see them and you can feel the energy of them, and I will actually be attaching rituals to them as well. So yay for creativity. And one last thing I wanted to talk about with this month as well is that back in May, I did a business mentorship with John Binney, which was just incredible, exactly what I needed to help me get some structure and some clarity and really take those big steps forward for my business. And one of the things was taking charge of my schedule to make sure that I have 2 full days off, to make sure that I have 1 day with no bookings that is just a complete creative day, get all of my in-person clients in 1 day, my onlines on other days, and then just have 2 or 3 days and about 4 slots per week for my one-to-one soul expansions and my one-to-one mentorship clients. And I'm so excited to announce that I have got there now. I have got my schedule there. So my schedule is open, the availability slots are fixed, which is really exciting. So all ready for September, welcoming in the beautiful new souls who are ready to say yes to activating those codes of remembrance in their heart and breaking free from fear and stepping into that main character energy. I just wanted to pause the video for a moment so I could breathe and take a moment to take in this space around me. So yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to share about August. Again, it has really been a month of peace and stillness and shifting energies, growth, rebirth. Oh, one thing I did want to share actually is that within this past 6 months since the breakup and since really saying yes to go all in with Mystic Hearts, my business, and doing it the way that I want to do it, is I've done two personal for myself, very, very deep forest ceremonies. So one was a funeral. So I call this a death ceremony for past versions of me. And then 6 weeks later, this was very recently, I did a birthing ceremony. And the power of these ceremonies, I can't explain to you in words. They are earth-shatteringly powerful. They pull away the rug from beneath your feet, pull away the foundations around you that you hold onto out of fear and out of safety and comfort, and strip away everything that your heart wants to be stripped away. And that's where I'm at now. You know, I've had clients dropping away that are no longer in alignment. Long-term yoga clients I'm talking about, not Mystic Hearts clients. I've stopped teaching somewhere that I was teaching regularly. And as I mentioned, you know, I've cleared out my schedule, and it's almost like, wow, here I am. And now it's time to actually, you know, nurture this birthing. But yeah, I just want to honor myself for going through this process. I've done also 2 past life healings with John, and I did a father wound one-to-one healing with Indiana Hill as well. So it's been an absolutely brutal 6 months of ritualistic healing and ceremonies for myself. But at the same time, this is exciting because I've actually got this feeling of autumn for me, which is usually this feeling of dread, but now it comes with this feeling of excitement because it's like, ooh, it's time for me to actually start birthing and pouring my energy in all of these beautiful things that I'm creating. But yeah, I just wanted to honor that. And if anyone is really feeling like they are stuck and in need of a big shift in their life, please feel free to reach out to me. You can drop me an email. We can talk about these ceremonies. I would work with you on a one-to-one basis, but yeah, it would be in more of a mentorship style. But they are incredibly powerful, activating. Yeah, I'm going to turn the camera around now because I want to show you this amazing view. I'm so sad about the construction sounds, but I'm hoping that if I just keep talking, that will be enough to distract you. I remember the first time I came here and I looked over here, I was just like, wow. I don't know if you can see, but like, here's my feet. And then we're gonna go down, having a look at all the beautiful trees. It's just so green. And all of this, by the way, is a part of the C.S. Lewis Nature Reserve. You can see that white sign down there that says that it's private land. So there's parts of the nature reserve where you're not allowed to go into. Although me being a naughty little rebel, I love going into the private land. How gorgeous is that? Look at all the different trees. So much green, so much green, so much green. I'm gonna go and ask one of these trees a question. I feel like the one I was sitting next to, this one, I'm gonna go ask this tree a question for the collective. I'm just gonna see what this tree wants to give us. So beautiful. What a beautiful pattern. Okay. Hello, beautiful tree. So asking your permission, first of all, to touch you and connect with you, and then just asking your permission if I can ask you a question. Thank you so much. Wow, this tree feels a lot more energizing than the other one. This tree told me that his or her name, they don't have sexes. So I was going to say his name, but it's not a male tree. This tree's name is Barrow. Barrow. He said you have to say it in Lord of the Rings style. Barrow. Thank you, Barrow. And I would love to know, do you have a message today for the collective that can support collective healing or guidance? Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I didn't bring any off. So Barrow, oh, what is this? I've got bugs flying at me now. Barrow said that to know oneself is worth its weight in gold. And Barrow was showing me all of the influences that we have in our life which take us away from that precious, golden inner knowing of ourselves, what is essentially taking us away from our heart. And he was showing me TV programs, even the food that we have been so conditioned to, being told it's okay to eat, anything that is distracting us from being totally and completely still and connected with ourselves. Barrow's message was that that could actually be the savior of humanity, each of us individually choosing to know ourselves. Wow. There's definitely a theme of that recently. I feel I can only speak for what it's like in the UK, but in the UK the summer comes and everyone's just like, I'm going to go out and party and festival, and it's like this kind of a little bit of a toxic cycle of distraction, because if you live in the UK permanently, you can kind of be always wishing for the sunshine, always wishing for the summer, and then when the summer comes you almost waste it away with drinking and being so busy, and then August comes around again, and then you're filled with this existential sense of dread. But for me, interestingly, this summer has actually been slow and introspective. I've been spending a lot of time in nature, which of course is just the antidote to most modern human problems. Yeah, wow, yeah, beautiful message. And that putting yourself first is actually the most generous thing that you can do. Ironically, you know, we might be perceived as being selfish, but it is the most selfless thing you can do, because filling up your own cup and saying yes to yourself is going to benefit you, of course, but in turn, everyone around you, everyone that you meet. Once you start knowing yourself on a deeper level, you just become so much more unfazed by other people's opinions and judgments, because you know yourself, you know your truth, and that truth has come from within you, not from someone else. Sure, we can learn incredible things from teachers and other beings, but actually there is nothing more powerful than the truth that lies within the treasure chest of your own heart. That is your essence that connects you to all, to infinity, to the one true source, that divine loving energy of creation, that blissful cosmic love. Oh, got a bit of sunshine. So, I've had a bit of wandering and pondering, spoken about my monthly reflections. We've spoken to a couple of trees. I think I'm just going to stick with the 2 today. And I would absolutely love for you to share some questions for me to come and ask the trees. It might not be in this forest. I'll be back in the Witchwood next week, so it will be around the Witchwood area, but there's lots of incredible old huge oak trees there. If you have a specific tree you would like me to approach, let me know as well. There's witch hazel, oak, birch, silver. Ooh, I nearly fell over then. Silver birch. Have a look if you want me to ask a holly bush some questions. Also, there's the ladywell I can go to ask questions to. Yeah, I'd really love to include this in my wandering and pondering, connecting with the nature around me. Yeah, and if you've made it this far, thanking you, celebrating you, and honouring your journey in this crazy life that we live in, this crazy human experience, honouring that and celebrating you. I'd love to know also, if you don't have a question for the trees, or even if you do, what would be your takeaway from this video? What have you learned, or what has made a small imprint on your heart? Please tell me, because I'd really love to know that. That would be great. Yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe, share this video with a friend. Yeah, sending you so much love, and don't forget to check out the live stream next Friday, the workshop next Sunday. I will keep on giving gifts until the day I die. Sending you so much love. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of the forest now. From my heart to yours, I love you.